I just want to say something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my God, just think of this world. Just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know, I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns!
Hello to everyone watching Philosopher's Creed channel. We are going to be talking about the controversy, and I put that in quotation marks, the controversy that has struck in Bethesda and Starfield, the video game. So, from what you guys saw in the video I showed, is an issue, and I don't understand why people, other members of the channel, do not understand why people have an issue with
fucking pronouns.
It doesn't really affect any of your gameplay, but it raises the opportunity to talk about an extreme bias in the gaming community that I'd like to call out. Within the short clip played at the beginning of the video, the person also references video games being an escape from reality. And in most cases, I would consider this true, and I would consider that to be a valid reason as to why gamers wouldn't want to hear about
fucking pronouns!
But the excuse of video games being an escape, especially on console games and most PC games, wouldn't be valid due to the most popular games of our generation being games like Call of Duty and GTA 5. Those aren't necessarily escapes from reality. They're, at least at the core of their games, hyper-realistic, focusing on real things that actually happen, like warfare, or being mafia bosses, gangsters, selling drugs. Those things happen in these video games that also happen in real life. I wouldn't necessarily consider those an escape. The bias I want to point out here is it's only an escape when I don't agree with it. I only want to escape from it when it's something I don't personally agree with, which is, I'd say, extremely hypocritical of most gamers, and something as a community in gaming in general I'd say we have to fix. What's most important about challenging this notion is realizing complaining about developers adding stuff that happens in our real world, whether it's a small detail like pronouns or a large detail like AI taking over. I could reference a game like Detroit Become Human. It severely limits what a creative can do in a video game once we tell them what they can or we don't want to hear them tell. They could tell a complete masterpiece and that game could have pronouns in it. The biggest issue that lies, at least from the way I see it, is we're okay with certain things being added and other things not being added, and I think that's a notion we need to challenge, because then most video games will follow the exact same blueprint. We won't get anything remotely new in these cases, at least when it comes to games that reference things that happen in our real world. I also think it's just completely ridiculous to hate an entire product of a game for a minuscule part of it. Starfield allows you to pick your pronouns. That's it. It doesn't do anything else of that nature in the game. It doesn't. It's that one little feature at the beginning. It doesn't do anything else of that nature. So getting annoyed at that small component, it perplexes me in most cases. It perplexes why you would be annoyed at something like that. Now, I understand that there are some people who genuinely just don't want to hear about that stuff because they either A, do not like that stuff or do not agree with it, or they just don't want a speck of reality in their games. But I feel as if these gamers need to comprehend that if you do not implement reality in video games, or at least we don't continue to evolve how we implement reality in video games, they will all be the same. Video games will be packaged and marketed the exact same. Games like Detroit Become Human would not exist if the writers for the games were scared to challenge the notion of what would happen if AI were to become their own form of sentient life. We wouldn't have games like Life is Strange if the developers were too scared to take that push, take that first step. After listening to the dude's video, I decided to, do some digging on the person I'd be talking about or be responding to in this video. And we found our way to his Twitter page, and this is the first post we saw. So, Heel versus Babyface, that's the name on his Twitter, he's one of these guys. He's one of these, why did you make Ariel black? He's one of these guys. One of these keyboard warriors, from what I'm saying. These they ruin Disney people. Yeah. And it's after doing that research that a lot of the stuff he was complaining about just started to make more and more sense. I made this video initially to challenge the notion that gamers shouldn't be afraid of change when it comes to storytelling or how they tell stories. But after seeing who in this video was complaining, I'm not worried. I'm realizing he's just like every other one of these types of people. The same ones who are on Twitter constantly talking about how they ruined Star Wars, even though, although yeah, they didn't make it the best, but to constantly talk about it on Twitter relentlessly for the rest of your days, he's one of these guys, isn't he? I'm not gonna make any unwanted assumptions, but that's the vibe he's giving off, I'll be honest. And with that, I'd like to ask the viewer, what do you think about
fucking pronouns
in video games? Do you think it's something you can easily ignore? Are you happy about them being there? Or do you absolutely despise every single video game company that would even consider putting it in? I'd like to hear from you guys in the comment section below, and give me your thoughts on these types of situations. And with that, Silver Grimoire on the Philosopher's Creed channel, signing out.